debate 2. And then the limit of debate 2. I would share the definition of balling with you white folks, but no. Yes, sir. I'm up before the sunrise, first to hit the block. Little bad motherfucker with a pocket full of rocks. Things with the skinny little ass kick. The nigga blast till the first motherfucker got blasted. Put this nigga in his casket. Or in the basket in plastic. I smoke blunts on the regular, fuck when it counts. I'm trying to make $1 million out of quarter ounce. Ghost on the 5-0. Fuck them hoes, got a 45 screaming out survival. Lay low, cook some yayo. Holler one time when I say so. To the pen, I'm hitting fences. Knocks on the nigga back, missing me by inches. And they say, how do you survive wearing 165 in the city where the skinny niggas die? Tell mama don't cry, even when they kill me. They can never take the game. I'm a young G, I'm straight ballin'. Alright, and waiting for the moment when you got time to chill. Ballin', yes sir. Boy, shout out to my boy, my brother Tommy Sotomayor. This used to be our song, Jack, before we get it cracking on the goober and the whore. Yes sir. Niggas that deserve wanna make $1 million. Alright, there we go. Got a nigga killing, down like I'm dirty. But on this block, it's the clever disguise. Keep it running from the cops. High and ride, I don't get no ends. I'm in the bucket, can ride and I get some ends. I hit the strip and let my music bump. Drinking liquor and I'm looking for some hoes to fuck. Dressing down like the money. To live for illegal as a slang another ounce. I wish it was a kilo. I need money in a major way. Time to fuck my biatch. Getting paid high. You are the motherfuckers calling. Me and my motherfucking thug niggas. We straight ballin'. What? What's good, good people? It's your boy, Brian Redmond, and once again, it's on. We got another episode of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Ay, ay, ay. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. So, it is good to be back again, man. I'm going to tell y'all. These past few days, I have been trying to do a stream, and I just been struggling, man. Whether it's just I'm tired, whether I just wasn't feeling it, because it's like when I come on, I want to be on. I don't like, or I won't just do a show just to do a show. When I get on, I like to be on. I like to be lively, vibrant. I like to be on purpose, and I like to be productive in what I do. So it's just been a struggle these past couple of days, but I feel good. I'm back. I got my mojo working. If you know what I'm saying, and I'm excited now. I'm feeling really good. So thank y'all for those who still been sticking around and supporting your boy. It feels good to know that some people care about you and some people come by and stop and see you just to drop off a like or whatever the case may be. I want to give a shout out to my brother Tommy Sotomayor. I hope you having a good evening, brother. And I just want to give you a salute and a high five, a pound, fist bump, whatever, for the Soto morning show. It has been on and popping. It's been great. I've been loving it, man, and I'm proud of you, dude. You've been doing some awesome work. So shout out to Tommy for that. Shout out to my brother DJ Just J-O-K, wherever he may be, doing his thing. Make sure you subscribe to his show, which is the Soto. Not the dig, man. I done went back with the throwback. Boy, I sure do miss hearing that, the old Soto you dig, boy. But the Soto podcast, make sure y'all sign up for that. And man, to everybody that's tuning in now, what we talking about is Fort Worth, Texas. There was an officer who discharged her firearm at a fleeing vehicle. And I was really surprised to see this, man. I really was. This is something that when I saw it, I was like, man, like she really did that shit. Like she really did it. Like, wow. And it just goes to show. I'm gonna point out a few things about it because I saw how they actually fired her for it. She was literally like, I think this was the day. Well, aside from when the actual when she shot into the vehicle, when that happened, I think today was the day that was the last day of her probation, and they fired her today because had they have waited another day, she could have actually protested her being fired because she would have been past her 1 year probation. So it was a series of unfortunate events, if you will, but I wanted us to take a look at this video and just to see exactly how it went down, and I just want to give my point of view on it, do my breakdown, if you will, and just see exactly where things went right, where things went wrong, and let's like Monday morning quarterback this thing and see what she could have did that was better for maybe some officer who could possibly see this, or somebody who's getting into law enforcement could see this and just have some different perspective in how to look at things when you're making a traffic stop. So first and foremost, I want to listen to this lovely lady of mine who's going to tell us all about this FBI fair use warrant. Come on, baby, talk to me.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
That's what's up. Thank you, darling. So for those of you who are familiar with this is in the my man Tony Snow's in the DFW. Shout out to you. This is in the DFW, which is the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So this officer is a Fort Worth police officer, and what you're gonna see is you see this vehicle right here, which is a Jeep, and she's actually making a traffic stop, and it looks to be a routine traffic stop. However, what they do find out later on down the line, shout out to Princess, what's going on? What they do find out though is that the dude who's actually driving the car is not only a felon, but he's a felon who has a gun. All right, so he riding dirty. You see you rolling, and they hating, patrolling, but they did catch you riding dirty. Yes, they did catch you riding dirty. They caught him riding dirty, but she just did the wrong thing. It's just that simple. And let's take a look and see what happens. See how this thing here unfolds. So now she walks up to this vehicle, and what I'm seeing here is that she immediately she's like within the first few seconds she has her hand on her firearm, which in a lot of instances is normal. Me, when I was in law enforcement, a lot of times when we would be on a traffic stop or just out of habit, I mean literally like just standing around, I would sometimes rest my hand on my firearm. So that happens quite a bit, and there are a lot of officers where it just becomes a habit to where you not necessarily like ready to pull your gun, but you can rest your hand on your firearm. Sometimes it's like if you stand in and you just resting your hand there. Some people just do it. I was one of the people, I did it on occasion, so that's just happened. Does not necessarily mean that something's going wrong or she feels like she's being threatened. That does not necessarily mean that. However, she could be in a situation to where she feels like, hey, she could be like, wait a minute, this shit don't feel right. And following her own instinct, her own intuition, she could feel like she needs to go, to put her hand on her pistol because she may have to draw it. So that's what she did. So she's talking with this dude. Now, you see them lights come on. She can't see that, but that's an indicator of something ain't right. Now, I don't know if this motherfucker now is shifting gears or if he's putting it in park or if he's taking it out. I think he's shifting. Now, here's what's happening. Hey, what's going on, Lady La? What's good with you? Be sure to get with me too about that show that you want to do. Let me know what's happening. But what's going on, Athena? So here's what's happening. Now she's taking this shot. She did not shoot this person, but she shot inside of the vehicle, which she absolutely should not have done. Another thing too, and I don't know where this came about. I don't know why police officers feel like, and I've seen this happen a lot of times, where police officers will run with a vehicle. You cannot stop a vehicle that's moving. I've even seen police officers literally dive into the vehicle itself and trying to stop this person. You have a fucking cruiser right behind you. There's no reason for you to try to stop a 2,000-pound car. If they drive off, let them. Because what happens now when you do this, you're not only jeopardizing yourself, you're jeopardizing the people that are in the vehicle, but also, and more importantly, you're jeopardizing other civilians that could be in the area. Because there could have very easily been somebody sitting on the grass, sitting at a fence, or watching this stop, and now they're in danger because you want to pull some Action Jackson, lethal weapon type of shit, and you gonna stop this vehicle. I don't get that. I've seen that on so many occasions where police officers have tried to stop moving vehicles. You cannot. You should not. I don't get it. Let's watch that part again. I just don't get that whole thing. And then the whole discharge part, that was just way left. So you're here. If this person right now just literally stepped on the gas and just peeled out, you can't stop that car. So why try to? You tell them stop, and that's it. Now, if you're in front of the car, you're to the side of the car, which that should never happen either. You should never be in front of a vehicle. You should be in a general safe distance to where if that person does decide to pull off, they ain't running over your feet or no shit like that. So let's watch it again. Now, you can see too, the passenger tries to get out. So I don't know if she's telling them to get out and the passenger's trying to do so or whatever, but the driver decides, no, I'm going to outrun this motherfucker, I'm gone. And she's now at a clear distance away from the vehicle. So there's no reason for you, and that person hasn't brandished a weapon, hasn't shown a gun or anything like that. That person's literally you stepped away from the vehicle to where you're at a safe distance now. Now, if you wanted to pull your gun, you could, but I wouldn't have, because it's a vehicle and they're not posing a threat to me or to someone else. No reason to pull your gun. If anything, I would have took off and headed back towards my cruiser so that I could hop in and either decide to pursue or not pursue. There are some states, and I don't know if Texas is or Fort Worth is a no pursuit state or no pursuit city. But there are some areas, and what that means is basically if there's a high-speed chase, as a police officer, you do not pursue them. Because what happens a lot of times, and a lot of people don't know this, during high-speed chases, either vehicles, property, or people get seriously injured or killed, and they want to mitigate that by not letting that happen. I know I know back in Michigan, for the short time I stayed there, that was a no pursuit state. We didn't pursue. If we got into it, somebody drove off, we did not pursue them. So and it's like if you're driving off, because what this person is being stopped for too, this is not like a felony stop or anything like that. This person is being stopped for a traffic violation. I don't know what the traffic violation was, but that's exactly what this person is being stopped for. So why go through all of this extra, these extra stuff to where you actually had to, where you didn't have to, but you fired your gun for a traffic stop. Just was totally pointless. Boom, there's a shot. They stop. Now watch this. So you got one person that's exiting the vehicle, and that's the dude that was trying to get away in the first damn place. So it looks like he's trying to comply. Then you got the driver gone.
Your incident
and
has
then
been
there she
updated.
goes. What are you gonna do? It's a total clusterfuck now. Then you have another officer responding who's up front, who comes up. Oh, actually, it's two of them.
Your incident has been updated.
So they're chasing this dude. Dallas does pursue. Okay, yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know if they did or not. So, me personally, I think that just as far as when it comes to traffic stops, it's not worth it, man, pursuing people for that, man. Unless you got like helicopters and all that you're gonna have them chase people down, that's one thing. But it's like
your incident has been updated.
They can actually, get into more trouble, more damage, and people can get hurt and even killed by doing that. So I don't know. It's kind of a one way or the other thing. So female cops are so unpredictable. I mean, I guess my thing is this. Let's watch this part, because now it's like when you, and this is one of the things that I was taught when I was in training. It's like you always want to think 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps ahead. You always want to think of what you're initially going to do, what you're going to do if that doesn't work, and then what you're going to do if that doesn't work. So you want to think a couple of steps ahead. So it's like when you get out and you're stopping this vehicle, you want to think worst case scenario. What if this person drives off? What if this person shoots at me? What is this person? All of these things that people do or could do, you want to be thinking about that, because it's not necessarily you being prepared for that. It's you knowing what you are going to do. So it's just like if you're stopping somebody, or if you arrive to like a domestic or something like that, you got to think, am I going to take this person to jail? And if I am, going to slap the bracelets on. What happens if he pulls away? What happens if she pulls away? What happens if they jump on me? What am I going to do? So you're constantly you want to have a tactical mindset to where you're constantly thinking of what could happen and what you're going to do. And in this instance, you have a car full of people, right? Because I believe it was 3 or 4 people that were in this car. You're already outmanned, and especially being a female, because I'm going to even point that part out. When you're talking about a female police officer making that traffic stop like that, what if that woman got into a physical altercation? You're already at a disadvantage being a female. You are a weaker vessel, if you will. You're not as powerful, you're not as strong, and she seems to be the average size woman. So it's not like, you're an Amazon or a big burly chick. So it's like you're at a physical disadvantage in the first place, one-on-one. If one of those other guys decide to get out of that car and ground pound you or go hands-on with you, you're really at a physical disadvantage. So not to say that you are down and out, but now you're already leveling up on your force continuum to where you're saying, I'm going to have to level up, and I'm going to have to do something with my firearm more than likely if this goes south or if it goes left. So I think that's a big problem when you're thinking like that, because when you're by yourself, which is how she initially was, then that would have been a problem. And if you look at it, had she waited another minute, she would have had another car coming. Another car came within that first minute of this whole thing happening. So therefore, she would have had another 2 officers on the scene to assist her with that traffic stop. Now, I don't know why they actually decided to come and help her or what took place to where they were on the way to the scene. But had she waited another minute or whatever, she would have had 2 other officers there to assist her with that traffic stop. And that would have probably kept her from doing what she did. So let's see what happens from here, because now she's realized what the fuck she did.
212, showing her out to 4255
Yeah.
Avenue.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
What?
I shot it.
Looks like
Shot? Where?
The side door.
Did we know that yet?
Huh?
looks like a black male.
I set shots fired. I don't know.
We thought you heard.
Yeah.
We thought we heard that.
I need to talk to Solano.
Yeah, let him know that.
I shouldn't have shot. Like, he just started to turn the wheel because I told him to get out the car, and I see him turn the wheel, and then I see his hand getting ready to take off, and I'm like, don't do it, don't do it. And so I'm moving over with him, and he kept turning, and then I was just like, shot. I don't know why. I don't know why I shot.
You all good? I mean, you're not
No, I'm good. I'm pissed off because I'm like, I don't know why I shot. It was so stupid of me to shoot.
Yep, it was.
And then he stopped, of course, once I shot off the ground.
Absolutely. So it's like, here's my thing with this, and this is another thing that I don't see with police officers, and I don't know if this is not being taught or what, but I was taught this, and I was even taught this by my dad. He even taught me. He even taught me this, and just talking about him being on the job, and it's the whole point of sometimes you have to make the decision to disengage. Whether you're going hands-on, whether you deciding to, do whatever it is you're going to do. Sometimes when things aren't working out or something does go left, the best thing to do is to disengage. So it's like if I'm in a situation to where I'm like, okay, this person is pulling off in their vehicle, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna Jackson and jump on the windshield, hang on to the hood? Am I gonna try to grab onto the door and run with the car? Maybe I should just let go and let them drive off. I got their plate, right? Got the license plate already. So it's like they're not going anywhere. This dude apparently was a felon, because that's what when they finally caught him, he's bam. So it's like you got him and he's good to go. You already know who he is. You're gonna find out who he is, and you're gonna get him either way. So why not just disengage? Why not shoot the tires? This ain't TV, man. You in the movies. You don't shoot tires out in cars. That's and the reason why you don't. Here's the thing: you don't discharge your firearm. Period. That whole thing of where people think shoot him in the arm, shoot him in the leg, shoot out the tires, shoot the gun out their hand. Let me go on the record and tell people right now, that shit does not work. That's TV shit. Okay? You don't shoot out the tires because you can shoot or you can discharge your firearm, and that bullet can ricochet off of a tire. That bullet can ricochet off of a rim. How can you pinpoint that shot while you're trying to shoot that tire to where you're going to hit that tire, you're going to shoot that tire, and then that tire is going to go flat, and then for some reason that person's going to what? Now lose control of the vehicle and run into somebody's house, run into somebody? You never, ever, ever shoot tires. That's TV stuff. That's stuff you see in the movies. All right? So it's like I want people to just know that. That is not an option. You don't shoot tires. You don't say, I'm going to shoot a person in the arm. You don't, because shooting somebody in the arm, it's a smaller target. You tell me you're going to shoot me in my arm, that's a very small target as opposed to center mass. That's why people shoot. That's why officers are told to shoot center mass. Because if you're at the point to where you're going to discharge your firearm, first of all, that means your life or someone else's life is in grave danger. Plain and simple, or great bodily harm. That means somebody's getting ready to lose their life, or they're going to suffer a great bodily harm, and that's why you do that. So when you're talking about shooting at this or shooting at that, this ain't the cowboy movies where you go from the hip and pow. You don't do that. All right, so keep that in mind. Police officers are not trained to shoot arms, legs, and shoot. No, we don't do that. You either center mass or you go for a headshot. Center mass or headshot. In my opinion, unless you like got the whole classic, I got a person here and I got a gun to their head and that's the only shot I can make because their body's in front of me. I'm using them as a human shield and this person's about to die. That's one thing. That's just like that guy in California. That was towards the end of last year, I think it was. But the police officers that arrived on the scene and the guy had a lady and he had like a knife or something like that up to her throat or something. Or no. They arrived on the scene and the guy he had a knife and he's talking crazy. The police officers were late to respond to the threat. Fact that dude had a knife, I immediately got my gun drawn and I'm ready to light you up. Period. Because with a knife, anybody can get killed within that 21-foot rule. I'm telling you that right now. So, but what happened was the police arrived. They got there. This guy's wilding out. He got a knife and he's moving down this like apartment complex or something. And there's an innocent person who's watching this go down, not realizing that this dude with a knife is coming their way. He then grabs her. Now he has a hostage. And the police are standing there now with the dumb look on their face. And then he begins to stab her. and then they now are gonna return fire, and they wind up killing her, and I think they shot him too, or they killed both of them. But when a guy comes up with with a knife, you give him one chance. Drop the knife. They don't drop the knife. I'ma kill you. I'ma do this to you. Bang, 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 bang. That's what you do. Plain and simple. Somebody has a deadly weapon and they're not willing to drop it, you put them down, because what you can do is jeopardize not only your life, but somebody else's. There can always be an innocent bystander walking by, and I don't know why those cops did that, but if that was my family member, my loved one, I would absolutely hold them responsible for that, because they should have came on site. This dude had a deadly weapon and you didn't respond. You should have responded and you should have put him down, period. Playing around with them knives and all that kind, you don't get to do that. That was just like with the Laquan McDonald thing in Chicago. Laquan McDonald's running around in the middle of the street with a goddamn knife and nobody's telling him to put it down. Now the officer who rolled up, he had in his mindset about 2-3 miles back that he was gonna shoot Laquan McDonald at, because he gave him all 16. But at the end of the day, that dude's walking around with a deadly weapon, period. I'm not negotiating with nobody with no deadly weapon. I don't give a damn who you are. You got a knife, you got a bat, you got a stick, golf club, if you can do great bodily harm to me or to somebody else, I'm not going to debate with you. Plain and simple. And I don't know why people do that. You give them one time to put it down, maybe two, depending on what the situation is. Other than that, that's it, man. That's it. But in this instance right here, getting back to it, it's like when she saw that they were driving off, let them go. She should have simply let them go. It's a traffic stop. What are we talking? Expired plates, running a stop sign, running a red light, doing a Hollywood stop, didn't signal, failure to signal for a lane change, whatever the case may be, expired tags, whatever. Let's just even go worse. Vehicle was stolen. Fine. It wasn't worth you getting to a point to where you discharged your firearm to try to stop a fleeing vehicle. It's a fleeing vehicle. Let it flee. How many times have we watched cops and you see people get in the car, pull over, and then they pull back off? What do the cops do? Well, they pull over, they get out, up, and get back in, and they follow them. That's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to go through the point, or go to the point to where you are putting yourself in danger, or you putting other people in danger, trying to be a fucking superhero and do some TV action jackson shit to stop them. You just don't. And I don't know why they thought why she thought that was the thing to do, but it definitely was not. And my other part to that is, so they fired her for doing that. Now here's my point, my position on that. Should they have fired her? No. And the only reason why they shouldn't have fired her is because she didn't kill anybody. If she killed somebody or she hurt somebody, fine. She didn't kill anybody, so I don't think she should have lost her job. Should she have gotten suspended? Hell yes. Should she have had to go unqualified, go through some training again? Yup. Maybe ride with an FTO for the next 6 months? Yup. But they should not have fired her. You don't lose your job for making a mistake, especially when there's no life loss and nobody's hurt. And that's clearly what happened here. The dude that they caught was a fucking felon and he had a gun, so the shit really could have went left. It could have went left. So the fact of the matter is, and even if that person wasn't, let's say if that person was an upstanding member of the community, if it was Mother Teresa in a van and that same thing happened, you didn't kill anybody, nobody got hurt, nobody lost their life, so why fire this person? Because at the end of the day, and I don't know her, I don't know her situation and how she's been on the force since she's been there for almost her year, whatever, but I don't know, and she very well could have been a good cop who just made a bad choice, who made a mistake, which happens all the time. All the time. Now, I will say this too, and this is one of the biggest problems I have with police, or one of my two biggest things with police officers in today's world, is number one, you can't be scared and be the police. I'm I'm gonna say it again. You can't be scared and be the police. If your ass want to be the police, you want to wear that badge, you want to wear that gun, you want to put on them blues or them blacks or them browns, whatever you want to call it, you can't be scared if you're going to do that. And number two, police officers are so undertrained. I don't understand why a police officer does not have to ride with an FTO for at least 1 year. I don't understand that. I don't understand that 90-day shit that they do with these FTOs. When I say FTO, that's field training officer. I don't understand why the fuck somebody deemed that a 90-day FTO is good, or 180 days for the FTO. So they're either riding 3 months or 6 months with an FTO, and that's it. They're out on their own. That is some of the most dumbest shit I've ever heard. And I don't know why they haven't thought to change that. I get that they have law enforcement shortages, but there's no reason for you to put an ill-equipped cop on the street, just like a fucking doctor. If there's a doctor shortage, what are you just gonna have them do? 2 years of pre-med and then put them in the hospital in the trauma unit? No, you're not. Pull some of them desk cops that's been there for 5 or 10 years, put their ass on the street if you got a shortage. They need to have these rookies ride with an FTO for 1 year. You do your year with your FTO, put you out on the street. Your probation's up. You've seen a lot. In a year's time, and here's the thing too. What people don't realize is that most rookies, when they go out, they are in the worst areas and they're working the worst shifts. And FTOs are very limited. So that's why you should have 2 riding with them. You got an FTO, give them 2 rookies. And an FTO, in my opinion, should be any officer that's got 5 years. You an FTO, that means you got 5 years. I don't give a damn if you sign up to be an FTO. I don't care if you don't want to be an FTO. If you got 5 years on the job and there's a new class that come out, FTOs is what you should be. That's it. Or at least, I can even go with a seasoned officer, at least 3 years. At least. And it's like, because there's, and here's my thing with that, Jason. They have to be school trained. There's so much that you can learn in school, and that's the law part. But then the other piece is the people piece, which is where you really learn how to do your job being a police officer. Police officer is nothing more than a people person. Some of your best police will be great people person, or people person, whatever. That's who they are. They are the ones who can read body language. They are the ones who know when and when not to assert their authority. They know how to communicate. And those are the things that you have to learn. And one of the best ways to learn those things is in the moment. Yes, customer service. Absolutely. And it's like those are the things that you figure out and you learn along the way. It was like, yep, when I went through my training as an officer and all that good stuff, it was good. But when I actually got out there, it was so much stuff that I used, that I learned from my dad telling me stories about what he did out in the streets as a sergeant and how he looked at things. That helped me, because a lot of times and when I had my training time, I had to say, hey, you know, they tell you never know, you might be the guy. They say, all right, man, look, you take point on this stop. If you find out what this dude did, you run this dude. If you want him to go to jail, it's on you. You want us to slap the bracelets on, it's on you. So it's like you get to do that role reversal thing too when you have a good FTO. And that's one of the things that she definitely did. She got too excited. She got her adrenaline's pumping. She may be nervous. She's doing all of this, and things went left, and she did not have a plan. And what she did was she pulled her gun, trying to get a car to stop that wasn't endangering her or anybody else. And then what was the next thing she did? They're getting away. I gotta stop them. Shoot. That's exactly what she thought. It went that fast. Getting away, stop them, shoot them. That's why she did. She fired her gun in efforts to get them to stop. Why do that for a traffic stop? So it's like, I get the whole fact of what she did was totally fucking wrong. and there is no reason. And they even tried to say, well, we think that the chief rushed the judgment on that. Firing her, yes, I do think that, but I definitely think she should have kept her job, but she damn sure should have been reprimanded and should have had to do some type of additional training. I would definitely say that, because that was definitely just poor training in what she did. So it's like, and it's like, man, you have to take those things into effect when you're doing this job, because this job is dealing with people going home or going to jail or going to the morgue. That's it. That's where you're going. You're either going home, you're either going to jail, or you're going to the morgue. And I think that when you have a job like that, I think there are a lot of people that can do it if they are trained properly. And a lot of these police officers are just not trained properly. Just because you got a college degree don't mean that you can be out here on these streets. And that's one of the reasons why you've seen so many police departments roll that whole college degree thing. They rolled it back. A lot of police departments have said it used to be where you had to be a college graduate in order to even take the test to apply as to be a police officer. They rolled that back because they realized that a lot of these police officers that were coming on that did have college degrees, they have no life experience. They had no people skills, because they hadn't been doing shit but going to school for the past, 24 years of their life or 22 years of their life. So it's like when you have that dynamic, you don't have people that can come and do a job. You don't have people that can come and do what it essentially is that you need them to do, which is being able to make good, sound decisions based on the circumstances that are at hand and the information that they have before them. Ain't no textbook gonna teach you that. Yeah, you can learn the law and you can know what you're out there supposed to be upholding. I get that. But as far as being able to make those judgment calls in the moment when people's lives are at stake, you can't just get that with no life experience. You can't do that well without life experience. So, if you're watching this now, click that like button. If you want to, you can hit the donate. And if you're over on the relationship rehab, you can actually see let me put the little linkage back over there. You can come over and chat where everybody can see it over here on the United Guns of America channel. And if you're not subscribed to that channel, then damn it, do so now. But that was pretty much what I wanted to wrap up about this. If anybody got any questions about it or anything like that, man, let me know. But this was definitely one of those things to where he said, what did you say, Jason? College students are idiots. They understand nothing if they're not willing to learn. Exactly. And it's like a lot of times too, you have people that become police officers. You have those gems that'll come through every now and again that are really good and they want to do the job. They've learned it because it's been something that their family done. Their uncles do it. Their fathers done it. Their brothers have done it. So they come from a line or a lineage of police officers. Then you have those that want to do it because they were the guys in school, the jocks in school, or they were the ones who didn't really get to amount to anything, and they think, oh, this is the way I need to go because I can be somebody who's in charge. Then you have those, which are usually turns out to be the gung-ho assholes who think that because they're the police, they can do and say whatever the hell they want, and everybody should bend to their will. Those are the ones that need the most training, and those are the ones that will definitely do dumb shit like that officer did, and it go left. Because when you have a lot of, and when you even look back at a lot of these young officers and the people that have died from bad stops or just died from bad decisions, it's like that's what you see. That's usually what comes. That's usually how it goes down. Just like what's the kid name that got shot at the park? The little boy where the police rolled right up and shot him. Oh my goodness, the kid from Cleveland. I'm sure somebody will post it up in a minute. But when you look at that stop, and I always say this, people say, that kid was out there and he was doing something stupid. Yes, the fuck he was. But if those police officers thought, Tamir Rice, thank you, sir. If that kid was out there with a gun that looked like an AK-47 or an AK-74, That kid was out there with that. And you are thinking as a police officer that this kid has an AK-74 or an AK-47. Why the fuck would you drive up on a kid like that close with that type of firearm? Do you realize a kid who has an AK can literally stop and kill everybody in a squad car? Unless you rolling up in that big ass tank thing that they have. If you rolling up in one of them, cool. But if you look at that footage, they rolled right up on that kid and got out and shot. If that kid was a threat like that, why would you put your partner and yourself in jeopardy by doing that? They could have stopped a good 100 yards away, got on a loudspeaker and told that kid to drop that gun. Or they could have stopped and stopped 200 or 300 yards back, got their AR-15 and put that little boy in his sights and told him to drop that gun. But the fact that they heard no gunshots, and this kid apparently has what people would say is a semi-automatic rifle. Or if it's an AK, it could have a full ride. A semi-automatic or an automatic rifle. The fact that they thought that kid had that, and they rolled up to where they were within 20 to 30 feet from this kid, was one of the dumbest things they could have ever done. Because that kid, if he had a real one, he could have laid both of those officers down. There was no way they should have rolled up. That's right, a 7.62 is no joke. That is probably one of the deadliest rounds ever made. That round is a serious body stopper. You get hit with one of those, more than likely in the right spot, you gonna DRT, die right there, right where they hit your ass, where you gonna probably die. There are people who get shot. You get shot in the arm with a 7.62, you gonna probably lose your limb. That bullet does a lot of damage. So it's like when you're talking about those type of things and just making a stop, you have to take that stuff into account. I'm rolling up to a kid who has a rifle. Why would I roll up that close? Because if that kid wanted to lay somebody down or wanted to lay us down, he absolutely could have. So it is what it is. But what is let me see what you got up there, JC. What is the best concealed carry weapon? I would say probably a semi-automatic. If you're talking about brand, I would say you probably want to go with one of the finer made firearms, which is probably going to be something like a Glock, a Beretta, Smith & Wesson, Springfield. If you want to go a little high price, you can go with a SIG. Those are pretty much like my 5 that I pretty much recommend to people to try one of those 5. If you're looking for a well-made semi-automatic firearm, they make a plethora of great handguns. So you're talking about a concealed carry. Now, I am a person, when we talk about concealed carry, I am not one of those small, really little bitty 7-shot concealed carries because it don't stick. I'm not one of those guys. I am not one of those guys. I am the type of person where I say anything that you're going to carry, concealed carry, you should have more than 7 shots. That's just my thing. And the only reason why I say that is because when you're talking about, people always say, well, statistically, gun battles never last past 4 shots. That's what people will tell you. 3 to 4 shots is usually what a gun battle takes. The statistics show that. That's what the numbers show. Yeah, well, that may be true, or that may have been true, but when you are out somewhere, let's say if you do get into a situation where you may need your firearm, one-on-one person, those numbers are probably correct. But what if you're out somewhere and there are more than one person? So if you're talking about, you got, let's say, a revolver, 6 shots, right? And let's say, for instance, if the average gun battle with a one-on-one person is 3 to 4 shots, then that means you're talking about 6 to 8 shots with 2 people. So if your gun only has 6 and you get into it with 2 people, what are you going to have to do, sir? You're going to have to reload. In my opinion, one of the worst things that you don't want to have to do in a gunfight is reload your firearm. You do. If you in a gunfight to where you have to reload your firearm, like my brother would always say, then we are in trouble, or you are in big trouble, because that means you are probably outgunned. And if you're outgunned, there's a very good chance that you will not make it. So if you think about that, being in a situation to where you're in a gunfight and it's more than one person and you have to reload your firearm, you're in trouble, Doc. And I would definitely say that's something you don't want to be. You want to give yourself the best chance possible. You want to give yourself the best odds possible for surviving a gunfight. Period. All that other shit people tell you, oh well, a 38 has just as much stopping power. Carrying a 357 has great stopping power too. A revolver is it's reliable. It's gonna shoot. Anything can malfunction. In the right circumstances, anything can malfunction. One of the biggest problems with a gunfight is not necessarily the weapon, but it is the person who is wielding it. Because there are a lot of things that can take place to where you cannot use your firearm the correct way, and you don't want to be in a situation to where you have all of these things working against you, and those things are keeping you from actually surviving. And like I said, having to reload in a gunfight is a huge problem. I'm about to get my concealed carry, and I do have a few guns, but none that I can carry on me at all times. But I'm looking for one I can carry on me at all times. What do you have if you got a few guns but none you can carry you at all times? And here's my thing too. One of the biggest things I learned, but I learned it young, was that carrying a firearm and having the responsibility of it, it changes your wardrobe. You have to don't get to the point to where you want to carry your gun, but you only gonna carry it under these circumstances, because now you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. If you're gonna carry, you should carry, and that means carrying at all times. Plain and simple. Just like you put on drawers when you leave out the house, you got on drawers. You should have your gun. That's just my belief. Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what that is. An 809, a PT92, and all the SD9V. Yeah. My thing is this: you can't wear skinny. Exactly, you can't wear skinny jeans, man, and you trying to pack heat. You just can't. You have to change your wardrobe, and you got to change your wardrobe by wearing things that are a little bit baggier, wearing things that have a little bit, a little bit more room in them, so that you can carry concealed. Yes, I get it. You don't want to be printing your gun and all that kind of stuff. You don't want people to see your gun. I get all of that, but there are a lot of options that are available in today's world where you can have the right amount of firepower, the right amount of capacity, and you can conceal it fairly well. But yeah, you can't be wearing those skinny jeans talking about you carrying a gun. You just can't do it. And you got your G42s out there and all that kind of stuff. You got all of these little cute guns, your what's the LC9 and all that. Yeah, you can carry those, but like I said, that just goes against my personal belief. I don't ever want to be in a gunfight to where I run out of bullets. I just don't. I won't. Right, the 43 and all that, I won't. I'll carry a 19 over a 43 any day of the week. And another thing too, with these small guns, these little small semi-automatics, and even with these small revolvers, you have to think about recoil. The shorter your barrel, the more kick you get. So when you're talking about that gun kicking, because it's a shorter barrel, when you do that, that is going to directly impact your shot placement, because you have to get that gun back on target. A gun that you fire every time that moves like this, it's different when it moves like that. And a longer barrel takes that away. A longer barrel will give you that, as opposed to a shorter barrel giving you this, because you're trying to get your gun back on target after each shot. And having that power, having that shorter barrel, is gonna make your gun kick a little bit. That's one of the things I don't like about the G42. I think that's the G42 is a 9mm, or the G43 is a 9mm. One is a 380 and the other one's a 9mm. And then when you're talking about your rounds too, some people like the 380. I'm a 9mm and up type of guy. 380 is a very good round though. It's something that you can carry. I would say it's a great backup gun. I would probably carry a 380, but my backup gun is a 9mm. It's a short barrel 9. But at the end of the day, that's your own personal preference and what you feel confident in. But I'm telling you right now, right there you go, Jason. He carrying a 19. Dude, you better. You better. I'm carrying a 17. I got a 17, or I got my PX4 Storm, or something like that. What caliber is better? Caliber is all based. It's not necessarily the caliber. You're talking what you want to talk about. What you want to look for in a round is you want to look for velocity. A lot of people have that thing where 45 is the best. If your bullet don't have a 4 in front of it, it ain't shit. Do not believe that. You want to have a round that gives you high velocity. Velocity is going to equal penetration. Penetration is what you want when you're talking about hitting something center mass. I want penetration. And just because your round is bigger doesn't mean it penetrates further. That is not true. It is velocity. Velocity and the weight of that bullet. That's why the 9mm is probably the most popular round, because it's right in the middle. Has a good amount of weight to it. And when you're talking about plus P, you have velocity. Plus P is basically a round that has a little bit more extra powder in it, and it's a little bit more supercharged, which makes it go faster. So that's what you want. That's stopping power. Stopping power is the size of your round and the velocity at which that round goes. Plain and simple. That's what you want. When you're talking about shooting through leather jackets, denim jeans, pants, and you're talking about shooting through winter coats and all that type of stuff, that's velocity. Alright? So keep that in mind. If you get something, I recommend you get a 9mm with plus P, a plus P round. I think you can't go wrong with that, because now you got good magazine capacity. If you're going to talk about maybe you getting a 40 or 10mm, those are decent too. 40 gives you a little bit bigger round, but a 40 does give you, it's a little bit heavier round, but you can still, you're not losing too much magazine capacity. 45s, you losing magazine capacity, and you're talking about a bigger gun too. Now, if you got really big hands, 45 is going to feel good. I think it's the Glock, what is it, the Glock 21? I think it's the 45 caliber, something like that. Yeah, you good, because I think that holds like 13 rounds or something like that. But keep that in mind. You want velocity. You want velocity, and you want something that has a hollow point. Yes, you do, so that you can stop, have some good stopping power. So that's enough of that. I don't want to get too far off. If you want, I can probably do another show where we just do like question and answers and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this now because I wanted to stay on topic. But yeah, we can definitely talk if you guys want to. We can do like, shoot me an email. We can set up a time and I can do a question and answer show on the United Guns of America channel. We can talk about guns all day, man. I love talking about guns. We can talk about rifles. We can talk about pistols, all that good stuff. So I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. Remember to click the like, the subscribe, and hit me up on the PayPal or the Cash App. Man, I'm like a fourth of the way there. I'm saving up for my mic. I'm steady stacking my chips so I can get my new mic set up. I want to upgrade that so I can sound even better than what I sound right now. I know I sound great, but I want to sound even better. But we can do that. I appreciate you guys and all that you guys have been donating. And what I've been donating, I'm sacrificing myself so we can go ahead and get this thing going. I just want to do a little something better, have a little better setup. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Click the like, the subscribe. Send this to somebody, share it with somebody. Give me your thoughts, shoot me an email or type it in the comments below. We can chat about it as always. You got, matter of fact, let me double check and see if I got any up. I sure do. I almost got out of here without giving my thanks. Let's see what I got going here. Somebody hit me up on the Young Cash App. My man Billy Gogruff, thank you, sir. Put 572 on it. That's what's up. That's what's up. Supporting your boy. Billy Goat always support me, man. I appreciate you, good sir. Let's see what I got going on over here on the Young PayPal side of the game. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I don't know why it takes so long for this thing to come on in, but there we go. All right. Also, my man. Oh, look at that, boy. I tell you, my man. I don't want to say the name. Hold on now. Peace, Brian. A little support. Wish it was more. Keep grinding, man. Don't stop. We need you, bro. And that's coming from a recovering Ed 209. Peace, man. That's my man Ed Brian. Thank you, sir. He hit me with the 250. My man, I appreciate you. Then came right back. Oh yeah, my man Billy Go Gruff hit me with it again with $1. That's what's up, man. I appreciate y'all, man. You gotta tell me not to say your name, man. If I got your name in there now. And then my man David Sledge hit me with the 5-piece. I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys so much. Till next time, remember, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Peace, and I'm out. Yeah, but you guys, if y'all want me to, man, we could do a show. We could probably even do something tomorrow. We could do some gun talk, man. Y'all hit me up and let me know if y'all want to do that. And we can even maybe set up a little thing. We can do a little phone call session or something. So hit me up. Let me know if that's what you guys want to do. As always, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Shout out to everybody in Soto Nation. Shout out to my brother, Tommy Sotomayor. Hope you're having a good night. Peace, and I'm out.